Next question. I would like to know the strengths and weaknesses between ENFJ and INFJ pairing. My other half is an ENFJ and I'm an INFJ. We don't seem to be on the same page with some things. Do you think it is caused by the difference between an extrovert and an introvert? Okay, because you don't have specific examples of what the differences are, I can't give you a specific answer. What I will say, though, about, if you have in your case, it's ENFJ and INFJ pairing, you basically have the same cognitive functions, but in different order. So your grown-up functions are reverse in order, and your inner child functions are reverse in order. So your 3-year-old is their 10-year-old, their 10-year-old, and the other way around. Your adult self is their inner parent, and the other way around. So what that means is that you're similar enough to feel like you have a lot in common, which I'm sure you do. And but at the same time, you are different enough in your patterning, and in particular in your looping, that when you are both in your loops, for example, if you're in your introverted loop and your partner's in their extroverted loop, you won't meet each other. And this can make you feel like you're completely different and that you have nothing in common. So that is something that I would keep an eye out for. Now, if you have two people that are introverts and they're in their introverted loops, generally there's at least an understanding that you're both being introverted and not to poke the other person, Whereas when there is an introvert-extrovert dynamic, it can be a little bit different. So certain things you won't be on the same page because you're triggered into your coping mechanisms, and usually that includes looping. What are the strengths about these situations? I think that there's a base understanding that you both have, that there is an outward facing feeling function, which shows that you care about, you're not inward facing with your feeling. So you feel for, you have like a lot of empathy for people around you and the situations around you. So I think that's something that you both can embrace within each other. The other thing too that I think you both can really embrace is other people's perspectives. Everybody has a perspective and they're different, and you both understand that that's okay. So you're naturally going to have a lot of harmony and a lot of perspective in both of your lives. But as I said, the challenge is when one of the inner children gets engaged, you can become loopy, or alternatively, if both of your inner children are engaged, you can begin to compete on what is like who has it worst. So if you're both in a bad place and both of your inner children are engaged, you can start comparing who has it worse, and that is not helpful in grown-up relationships. So do I think it's because the introversion, extroversion, Axel? I think it plays a part for sure, but it's not all of who it is or all of who you both are. But also it's good to remember that we are people, and most of the time when you are not on the same page, all you got to say to the other person is, help me understand where you're coming from. And generally that just, opens up the whole space for a lot of different conversations to have. So you come out of that loop.